Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Using dabbling to advantage. I plan to give a talk to grad students and postdocs on dabbling to advantage, and to clarify my thoughts, I am writing this for you. We have too many specialists, even those with PhDs. A differentiator can be you're invoking ideas from adjacent and even distal fields, and you're not limited to fields on which you're already knowledgeable. Chatbots like Gemini, ChatGPT, and Claude can instantly, 24/7, give you not trivial expertise if your queries are well targeted. Indeed, smart querying and requerying is an undertaught skill. Example. I was looking for a technical topic to use as the example for the aforementioned talk. I had heard that protein folding was a big deal, but knew nothing about it. So I queried Gemini. Tell me about protein folding. Its answers made me ask it other questions, and after just 15 minutes, I learned that protein folding is core to drug discovery, the dominant tool is AlphaFold, and the cutting edge is figuring out how to match a drug to a protein when the protein, like many proteins, isn't static but ever moving, like cooked spaghetti. When I ran what I just wrote to you by Gemini to verify its accuracy, I got a thumbs up. So, if you're a biologist studying, say, the p53 protein, which is one of those shape-shifting proteins involved in cancer, you might ask yourself, if I want a breakthrough, what questions should I ask, and what information do I need to get me started? It might well be a question about Bayesian statistics, ever updated as the protein moves, or the physics of the protein's movement, or how AlphaFold 4, the upcoming version, or even just a chatbot might help you. Such cross-disciplinarity can be key not just to progress, but to differentiating you from the many specialists who are fighting for limited jobs and dollars. And it's also fun. Bright people enjoy novelty. Quickly, that often reaches a point of diminishing returns, and you're on to the next thing to learn a little about. The good news is that such dabbling can actually benefit your career and your personal happiness. Okay, that's the core idea. Now here's how I apply it to my life. My antennae are always out for a potentially fixable problem. If I don't know enough to come up with a good enough first draft solution, I ask Gemini or ChatGPT to teach me. It gives me crisp summaries. If that generates an idea I like, I try it out in a low-risk, fast way. Like when I wanted to breed roses that never need to be sprayed, I didn't take a course, let alone a degree in botany. I Googled it and supplemented by emailing and visiting experts, and then started breeding. I have 2 varieties on the market now, for which I've received over $100,000 in royalties, and I have varieties being tested by Jackson & Perkins and Star Roses, 2 industry leaders. I often run my draft idea of the results by a chatbot. I respect but suspect them. I consider their advice, but know they're not only prone to hallucination, but have limits on their expertise. For example, in writing, I usually trust myself more than chatbots' too abstract and wordy verbiage. I'll typically post what I've come up with here on Medium, no friction, instant publication. Then I decide whether the opportunity cost of continued thought on that problem is worth the opportunity cost. It is important to know, as singer Kenny Rogers said, when to hold 'em and when to fold 'em. I find this fun. I call it my 3-ring circus life. I usually have 2, 3, or more such ideas in process at the same time. Sometimes they end up moving the needle at least a bit on what I call gross world flourishing, the admittedly squishy but appropriately so term for making a difference. Sometimes they don't move the needle at all, but it's a pleasant way to live life, looking for and exploring all manner of ideas. It makes me a better career counselor, speaker, writer, friend, everything. Of course, some people are happiest focusing all their productive time on becoming ever more expert in their silo, but if perchance you feel a little like a stallion in a corral, you may find an exit door in dabbling. In any event, that's using dabbling to advantage. As usual, I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I always look forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel, and certainly would welcome you taking a look at any of my 36 books. Perhaps most relevant are Thought Experiments and How to Do Life, but all 36 are on Amazon. In any event, I thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.